more humble.
So it's crazy.
I feel like the internet give you
Man, welcome back to another episode of the Think Successfully Room. This is a platform we focus on building mindsets, building character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your motherfucking intelligence. I am your host, QB So Effing Amazing. And as I always talk to y'all about how important it is to collaborate, man, I had to collaborate with one of the dopest podcasts I feel is in the Rockford area right now, Man Cheat Code, man. Rob, man, appreciate you for sliding, bro.
Yo, bro,
Naughty, man, appreciate you, man.
No
Man, so
doubt.
before we really dive into this amazing episode, man, could y'all give me a little explanation or detail about yourself and how the Men Cheat Code platform came together?
I'll let you start it off.
All right, for sure. Well, for me, honestly, a podcast was always something I was interested in. I personally like to talk. I went to school for psychology, and when you say you go to school for psychology or you're interested in psychology, a lot of people be like, "Oh, you like to read minds." It's really not. I don't like to read minds. I just like to understand people.
Right.
So for me, a podcast was like the perfect platform to not only understand people, but then to also maybe share some knowledge of my own or some experiences of my own that might ultimately help somebody. But to be real with you, the real work, the real part of turning it from a vision into reality, I got to credit this man for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I let him pick up on it from.
Yeah.
Johnny, I
So
want you to hop in.
yeah. So with me, I started off like in the streets and stuff like that. Then battling with sports, music, all that stuff. Ended up going to college and getting a scholarship. Ended up meeting him through football. And what happened was I got a specialist, and then we split up for a little bit. He went to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
I believe. And then I just went to music. Did music for a while, and it pretty much wasn't me, but it was, at the same time. It's hard to explain. Then eventually I came from that, and I was writing a book. I started writing a book because I started getting stressed out with women. Like I thought it was me, like mentally going through some stuff.
Right here.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
but
right.
I started a book. I had a few friends contribute to it, and then I just thought about it like young people ain't into books nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the transition of the podcast came in, and then automatically thought of my boy because he well spoken, book smart, and could bring another side of just not the street side. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Men Cheat Codes came about.
Okay, so man, if y'all don't mind me asking, what is the ultimate goal that y'all trying to get out of? Like, I guess how far is y'all trying to go with Men Cheat Code?
I mean, to be real with you, man, we trying to take it to the sky.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
as far
For
as
sure.
it can go, for a couple of reasons. And I'm gonna just be honest. Number one, is kind of two-parted, but number one is that it helps us, right? It gives us a platform. It gives us a space and an opportunity to talk about things that might be on our minds that we don't necessarily talk about on a daily basis or on a regular basis with people. So it gives us an opportunity to talk it out amongst ourselves as guys, for me to bounce ideas off of him, and for me to, and for both of us, honestly, but for both of us to kind of figure out this life thing together, right? I'm a big believer that two minds is better than one.
For sure.
So for one, that's kind of really what it is. It gives us an opportunity to vent and then to relate to other men that might be going through the same thing.
For sure.
The second thing for me though is that man, like shit, like to be honest with you, man, that's a lot of money in podcasting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the honest truth of it. So and podcasting is one of those things to where is big enough to where you can make a lot of money in it, and it's also small enough to where you can really kind of be creative. Like, it's not a lot of regulations on podcasting right now.
Right.
It ain't like a lot of rules. It ain't like a lot of ways. You don't need a license to be a podcast and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I say, it's big enough to where it's a lot of room to make a lot of money, but it's small enough to where you can still be one of the leaders of a emerging type of industry.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I'm gonna throw some. I'm gonna ask more so a personal question, man. And it, have y'all ever had, because how you said podcasting is like a platform for you to really come on here and be yourself, express who you are as a man.
Yeah.
Right. And as a man, me speaking as a man, we hold a lot of shit in that we necessarily can't talk about on a daily basis. Right. So if you don't mind me asking this personal question to both of y'all, Have y'all ever had suicidal thoughts?
I did when I was younger.
Okay.
That's because I had like I don't want to say a lot going on, but I just had a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Streets, women, football career. I had a back injury and fucked up my scholarship. So yeah, I was going
I
through a
could
little
just
bit.
imagine how
Yeah,
depressed. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, brother?
For me, it's kind of it's one of those questions to where I really can't say yes or no. What I can say though is that I've had like times in my life to where it's like you give so much of yourself to your dreams, to just making a way for yourself, making a living for yourself. You give so much to your family, you give so much to women.
Facts.
And then, I got to a point to where it just felt like I was just running in place just for years and years and years and years. It felt like I was working and working and working, but wasn't going nowhere. And, I just got to a space to where it just felt like, man, just shit, I should give up, bro, because this shit not working. I'm putting in all this effort and it's just not working. Like everything in my life was just in shambles.
Yeah,
Whether it was
life was kicking in.
like
Yeah, for
everything,
sure.
like family situations, situations with females, just trying to keep up with bills, man, just all that, trying to take care of my health, my nutrition, all like it's just, man, I wanted to give up, bro. So, but I can't really say I got to the point of suicidal thoughts, but I have gotten to that point to where it's like I might as well go ahead and check out because it's like ain't shit working for me.
I was asking y'all, man, because I'm very introverted. You know what I'm saying? So I spend a lot of my time. I could be an extrovert when opportunity calls,
Right.
but by me being very introverted, I spend a lot of time digging in my thoughts, man. And it's been times where I have thought so many times, like, damn, I'm really like the only person, whether we're talking about, I don't care whose side we're talking about, mom's side, dad's side. I'm really like, everybody really depends on me for a lot, man. And so, and it's like, especially when you have a woman in your life, I don't think people understand as a man, that's a lot of weight to carry, man. When you trying to elevate yourself as a person, but you always got somebody in your circle bringing you down, and you pretty much end up at point A, you know what I'm saying, when you trying to get to point Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times, bro, even to this day, I still have those thoughts. Like, I haven't never really had to, like, man, I'm finna go ahead and check out. But those thoughts have lingered, though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
For that reason. And I said all that to say this, is that this podcast has created a space to where I can release the tension and just those emotions that I was feeling, so I don't even get to that point. So for that reason, it's like I enjoy doing this shit. Like you said, it's very therapeutic, and I enjoy it, man. Especially when I got other men in here, whether it's a woman, like just being able to talk to somebody and get on a personal level or a professional level, man. I fell in love with the process.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
same with
saying?
me. It's therapeutic for me too. So when I come to our podcast, it's more of a happy space. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Get to release all the bullshit I've been through outside the podcast and just be there with my boy. You know what I'm saying? So and we have a good time anyway and talk. We even argue sometimes, but at the same time,
for sure.
it's still therapeutic. You know what I'm saying?
You be needing that shit.
I like what he said because in terms of arguing sometimes and how that still can be therapeutic, and I think that's important because sometimes as a man, and especially like when I'm an introvert as well, like I'm super introvert, I spend most of my time with myself. Right, I pop out with friends and homies. I spend a lot of time with my girl. I spend a lot of time with my dog, but the majority of my time is spent with me. So I have a lot of thoughts and things like that. So what I would say is that in terms of like with he and I, a lot of times just when we talk or even if we argue, it gives me an opportunity to take a step back outside of myself and see the bigger picture. Because when you so introverted, when you so caught up in your own thoughts, sometimes you can get trapped and sometimes you can get lost.
And
sometimes you'll need somebody to say something to you that might just motivate you. Like sometimes, like he said, it don't necessarily be arguments with us. It'd be more so we want the same thing and we just trying to figure out the best way to get it. That allows me to take my ego out of it and see it from his point of view. And oftentimes I'd be like, man, bro was actually right. And that helps me. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's also therapeutic, man, to have that understanding or to be able to step outside of yourself and then see it from somebody else's perspective. You get a bigger viewpoint of the whole thing. You can make better decisions that way.
Oh God, bro. Like that was an amazing explanation first and foremost, man. man, and even though, you know, y'all are coming onto my platform, don't be afraid to pick my brain as well. I try to tell everybody that, you know what I'm saying? It's more so like, don't look at it like it's an interview. This is a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's brothers talking among brothers.
You know how we
yeah, man. So when it comes to, you know, just y'all adventures with podcasting so far, man, going back to the 9 to 5 thing, you know, what we was just talking about prior to us even filming. So the 9 to 5 is for anybody that's trying to start anything as far as podcasts, or I don't care what it is, whether it's a clothing brand podcast, man, you have to really want what you're trying to do, man. It's very hard going to work a 9 to 5. You know, you putting in 40 hours, 50 hours a week, and then having the discipline to take a percentage of your paycheck to dumping it to what you're trying to create, man. Because that's what's important is that if you don't take that money and create something of your own, it becomes a cycle.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? So now you just working for someone else and never just reaching your goal. Right. So when we talk about that topic, man, what's y'all thoughts on that?
Man, so as you were speaking, man, I really just thought of something in my head that I think can speak exactly to what you're speaking to. Because you are absolutely right in terms you have to have that want. Right? You have to be able to get up, work your job, and then go and spend some extra hours working on your podcast. Take some of that money that you made at the 9 to 5 and invest it into the podcast, plus everything else that it takes to live. So what I just thought of in my head is that it's almost like a acronym. I think that's the word, but it's like just want, right? So when you think of just want, it's like just, and then the W is work and never tire. Right? That's pretty much what it is. You have to have a mindset like that to where you work and you never tire.
Right.
You get tired, but in terms of I'm not stopping.
For sure.
Never tire. So I kind of think of it that way, man. You have to, because the bills got to get paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if you have a woman in your life and stuff like that, they want things. If you have kids, they want and need things, right? So you have to be able to do all of those things and still spend time here with the thing that you think is going to be your escape.
Yeah, for sure. How I look at it is building a puzzle.
Right, yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
I pride myself on putting whatever I want in the middle of my puzzle, and then everything else got to fit that middle piece. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, if I gotta get a job, I'm not finna get no job that's gonna hinder me from doing what I need to do with my middle. You know what I'm saying? I got kids and everything, but everything gonna benefit off this middle if we all put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I live my life.
I think you know, speaking for just bouncing off what y'all said, if you do have kids and you have a woman, man, you get them involved in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can get them to enjoy what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Find them pieces.
Like you said, the puzzle pieces, man. I think that'll make the process a lot easier when you got a woman that support what you're doing, and you have children that wants to be involved with you doing as well. Even if that means them coming in, setting up mics or something. You know what I'm saying? Anything.
Yep.
100%. And I believe in that wholeheartedly, man. You know, you got to get people involved. Either get people involved, you know what I'm saying, or be okay with the fact that you might lose some people along the way. Now, of course, your kids are always going to be involved in some form of fashion. But when they come to women, sometimes it might not work out. Sometimes it might work better without the woman, because you are able, because I think men are real, like, real routine based, right? We okay with getting up and doing the same thing every single day and grinding it out for whatever amount of time it takes for me to get to where I want to get. And women kind of not like that, but sometimes you need that. Sometimes, because it takes some time to really get somewhere. So I say, regardless, man, if you're involved in your people, or even if you're not involved in your people, that's why I use an acronym. You have to work and never tire. You have to do it with them. You have to do it without them. You have to do it, you know what I'm saying? In whatever manner you need to get it done, but you have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
Man, it's a never ending cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's a life thing. You down there, you down there doing it for life. Man.
Exactly. You can't be afraid.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you build that momentum. Once you got that momentum, you got to keep it going, man. The moment you stop, it's over with. I always tell myself, man, when you come up with an idea, it's important for you to act on that idea. Because if you don't act on that idea,
it's gone.
It has an expiration date. You know what I'm saying? You got to take advantage of it, man.
100%.
That was one of our debates in the studio that one time. Me always, I got too many ideas.
I'll be having to like, bro, like, you gotta relax, bro. Like, not relax because I know what he after, but sometimes you gotta lock in and focus. Like, you gotta stay here on one thing because this is like like the foundation. If you don't have that foundation, you might start building up too high, and it comes crumbling down because your foundation wasn't solid.
Yeah,
So
nah, I'll be struggling with that though. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, man, this is a dope ass idea. I started.
yeah,
Damn, I like that shit too.
Yeah.
Let me move to this instead of working on the foundation, then building on
up.
top
for
of
sure,
it.
Yeah,
for sure.
one thing I would say too, real quick, if you don't mind, and I think it'll help not only with the podcast, but it also helped you as well as an introvert. I know one thing it helped me a lot, but journal, bro. Like really just start writing stuff down.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing that I picked up on from one of my personal role models, which is Albert Einstein. I'm not gonna get into why he one of my personal role models, but that's like literally. He wrote everything down. Like it was a story about one of his friends came to his house and the man had writings all on the wall, all on napkins on the table. He had like thousands of notebooks. So he's just writing everything down. He's journaling, and he also, and it's a way to keep your idea, to cement your idea, because like you say, you will have an idea, and if you don't get on it, it kind of fade. But if you write it down, then that's a way for you to cement it. You can always come back to it, revisit it, work on it, revise it, whatever you may need to do.
Man, they can get some like sticky notes too, man. Like if you got like a workstation, man, and you come up with an idea, jot that motherfucker down real quick and stick it on your wherever your monitor is, or wherever you know you finna come to every day.
Yeah.
And it reminds you of that idea.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Just going based off what y'all just said with the foundation.
Yeah.
Always work on the foundation, but you know you could come back to this piece and add to it when you need to.
That's how our shit is right now. Our podcast I had hella ideas, and as long as it correlates to my middle piece, I'm straight.
Yeah,
you know
and like I said, bro, I like what y'all got going on, man.
Yeah,
so if y'all mind me asking, man, is if you can go back and talk or have a conversation with your 18-year-old self, man, what would you tell them?
Man, absolutely, man. If I can have a conversation with my 18-year-old self, I'll tell him a couple of things, man. I would tell him, bro, you got to learn discipline more than anything else. You need discipline, bro. You can't have fun and run wild forever, bro. You got to be able to put some pressure on yourself and challenge yourself to stay locked in, because when you too free, when you too all over the place, you all over the place, right? You need a foundation for yourself. And that's another thing I tell myself, bro. Women gonna be there, man. I know every young person hears that, but it's so true.
I agree with that.
Women are going to be there, and if you don't have your foundation, if you don't have discipline, you're going to let women control your life. You're going to have empty pockets, and you damn near going to be stressed out and almost having those suicidal thoughts that we talked about earlier. So I would tell him, man, learn the discipline right now, bro, because it's going to make you 10 times greater.
Facts. With me, I have to say 18, I was already lost. I had to go back to 11s when I lost my V card. That's bad, but I just tell myself to hold out, man. Like I teach my kids right now, ain't no dating trying to be with the girls till they 25. I know it ain't realistic, but I just feel like if I was not too strong on women, you know, when you get your first, you know what I'm saying?
You lost.
You lost. You know, you want some more, you want some more. And I got the chasing girls. Like, how can I get the girls? I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to my 11-year-old self and tell them, just wait, bro. Just wait, bro. For sure.
Yeah, man. You done took a dive in the depth.
Exactly. What about you, Q? What, you go to your 18?
Man, if I went to my 18-year-old self, man, I would tell my 18-year-old self a lot of things, man, because I think my biggest mistake when I was 18, I always been a dude of, I get more enjoyment out of seeing other people happy. I don't really care to receive things.
Right.
It makes me happy to see you happy. So I used to just give and give. And then I realized that people wasn't appreciating that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me working on myself, I would tell my 18-year-old self, man, to work on you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you don't have nothing, nobody is there to uplift you. Nobody is there to provide for you. Focus on you. Focus on what you're going to do. Again, the women will be there because you'll fuck around and call yourself being in love at 16, 17, and you'd have missed everything. You know what I'm saying? All of your ideas, because all you want to do is lay up all day. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell myself, those are the two biggest things I would tell my 18-year-old self, is focus on you and worry about falling in love and starting a family when you feel like you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said 11. I gotta go back to him.
I think that's key, man. It's your foundation, man. I'm telling you, like, I know it sounds crazy and I know people want to have fun, but you need your foundation. And one easy way to start to build a foundation for yourself is just to start to get into a routine. Like start to force yourself to get up at the same time every day.
Facts.
Even if, and I would say too, if you can get to bed every day at the same time, that's more important. But you got to start with little stuff like that, like hit the gym every so often, but it got to be consistent. Like hit the gym every Mondays and Wednesdays, or you know what I'm saying. You that's how you start to build a foundation when you have a routine. Because when you have a routine, you can set up, you set a plan, a routine, or a plan is an executed routine, right. So if you have the plan, then you can set up your routine, and once you set up your routine, that's how you stay consistent and you consistently build from there.
And it helps you reach a better version of yourself too. When you got a routine, man. I strongly believe that when you practice on getting up at the crack of dawn, like before the sun even get up, you already got a head start before everybody else. You know what I'm saying? The average person don't get up till about what, 8 or 9. You already got 3 hours ahead of them if you getting up at 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's really disciplining yourself to go to bed at 9 o'clock, wake up at 5. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you gonna do, go work out. And you already got 2 hours worth of work done before they even got up. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, that discipline is a big one, man, and it's really going to make you better as a person, man.
100%.
And going to help you accomplish all of your endeavors in life.
100%.
Man, before, you know what I'm saying, I want to make sure I squeeze these in, man, before we, you know what I'm saying? So
your time.
Man, so this how I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna start with Rob, though. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is, bro, I want you to pull one card. You know what I'm saying? Set that card on the table. You're going to pull a second one, do the same thing.
All right.
Now, whatever card is left in my hand, I'm going to read that to you. And you just going to answer to the best of your ability. This ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? This ain't me testing y'all knowledge. It's really me testing y'all thinking ability.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, bro. So just... Okay, now I'm going to read it to you, brother.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is the card. Let's say if you found a wallet filled with cash and could either keep it or return it to the owner, what would you do? Now, even why would you return it if there's no negative consequences to you keeping it?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't return it. Honestly, what I would do, first of all, I would keep it. No, 100%. I mean, that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. Especially if you give me the caveat, if you also tell me ain't no consequence if you return it. All right, so I'm definitely not returning it. You know what I'm saying? But then what I would do though is I would take the money. I would obviously try to use it to build and to grow or whatever. And you know. But what I would do for the owner, if the owner ever came back, I would try to give him something that may be more valuable than money. You know what I'm saying? That could be anything. Like he might have lost his wallet, but it might not have meant nothing to him. He might just really wanted to sit down and have a conversation with somebody, or really wanted a friend, or just, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything. So I would try to give that person something that money can't buy, because obviously, man, at $2 million or whatever it was, it wasn't something that was that important to you because you was careless enough to lose your wallet. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do with it.
Oh, okay. I like that shit, man. I thought I ain't expect you to say it like that. But all right, man. So we gonna scratch that one since Rob already answered it, right?
For sure.
All right, so just grab one.
Yo, now I'm gonna read it to you, brody. Okay. Man. All right. It's a lot. I say, give yourself permission to explore your darkest parts of your own mind. Have you ever enjoyed fantasizing about causing another person pain? Right? If so, what specifically prevents you from indulging in those desires? Now, you can't give a simple answer like it's wrong or it's illegal. You have to be detailed about it.
No, when I was young, bro, I used to love like beef and shit.
Yeah.
And I used to act on that shit. I ain't gonna care. I ain't used to not act on it because I just felt like I had to do that. You know, when with a certain group of guys, I had to, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what meant like the bad part about it. I look at it now, it's ridiculous. But now I do be thinking about this shit, but I'll just be, I got shit going on. I got kids, I got podcasts, I got my boy Rob coming 45 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I got people that's counting on me down there, so I can't even, you know what I'm saying, act on it. But back then, bruh.
It was rap,
bro.
No, I actually want to add on to that, man. I think just to answer that question, man, if it was me, I think it ain't something I think about daily, you know what I'm saying, like on some psycho shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like if it's a motherfucking what the hell is his name? The motherfucker that was cutting up people.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer, man. It ain't on some shit like that where you just fantasize about gutting them off.
Right,
It's more so like, man, he know he owe me money, man. I loaned him some money, and he know he owed me my shit. Yeah, it's more so like, damn, I really want to fuck this nigga up right now. You know what I'm saying? It's more so some shit like that, man. I think the reason why I don't dive into those desires though is because I realize, like, in a sense, the devil is trying to bring out a lower version of me.
Exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a super fact. I love that, man.
Yeah, man. So I think I think it's very important for you to, always hold your composure. Always keep your composure
100%.
in any given situation, man, because everything has an outcome. Everything has a consequence. That shit may feel good at the time, and then next thing you know, you crying and shit in front of the jury.
Exactly.
It's over.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta think about all the shit God got you right now, and everything you got going on.
Yeah.
Just imagine that motherfucker go down. You up in jail thinking about the shit you just lost.
Exactly.
Man, that
Split
shit ain't
second.
right. Yeah,
Oh God,
that shit ain't right, bro.
Yeah, man. And it's so many things in the world that can tempt you or destroy you in any given way, man.
100%.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, what's our next move, man? When it comes to the podcast or anything as far as when it comes to building on top of Men Cheat Codes.
So right now, we growing I don't want to say too fast because I don't want to slow down, but we going pretty fast. So we trying to jump on. We trying to jump on some other shit right now that we got planned, and I don't want to pre-announce it because I want shit to be playing how we planned it.
Right.
But we got a lot of stuff coming, some new stuff. It's just too. Let me quit saying too fast. It's just everything is you know what I'm saying. So, but we keeping up with it.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Man, bro, y'all got any questions for me, man?
Yeah, I do.
Like I said, pick my brain, man.
It's really a question for the table. You know, we all three of us sit up here as podcasters. And I think it's becoming a real big thing. And even for like the youngsters out there, or even if you're not a youngster, right, you might be an older gentleman or older woman that might be interested in creating a podcast. What would be some tips, maybe from all three of us, that we would give people out there who may be interested in starting a podcast?
I'll let Q start. He been here longer than us.
Some tips, man. Like I said, bro, is man, you gotta want what you're doing. You know, you gotta. I believe in always figuring out ways to improve your platform, because content is very important, man. Like the quality of it. Like, it's one thing to have a dope image, a visual of the content, but like, what can you do to make the scenery inside of that content just pop out, man? So it's like, you really, it's kind of one of them things where you thinking about, even when you laying in the bed trying to go to sleep, like, I'm really like, damn, this would be dope if I did this. Or damn, what can I do to get the content out of the work, man? What if I contact this person? It's really like a never-ending cycle, and it's something you have to commit yourself to. And the moment you commit yourself to it, you commit it. It's almost like it's like a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Once you committed, you committed. The moment you stop, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta love this shit like a job. Like, if you can sit here and give 5, 6 years, 10 years of your time to a job, a man that's using you for your labor, you can sit here and give 10 years to something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at the.
I love that.
Yeah. So with me, I'd say the advice I give is learning marketing. I think marketing is everything for anything. You know what I'm saying? So marketing is self. That's the only thing I can say, bro, is learn marketing, bro. And you're going to go far with anything you want to do, for sure.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
My tip is similar to what I said earlier, man. It really helped me, but it's kind of twofold. I would say definitely start journaling. I know that's like a word in the Black community that people hear and they kind of shy away from, like journaling. I ain't finna do that. Like, I got a diary. Like, that's for little girls. But it's really not. And that's why I was gonna go with it too. Like, but I say journal for sure, because that's where you're gonna be able to lay down all your ideas, and you'll have somewhere where you can always go back to and refer to it. Then the last thing I would say is just start recording yourself. Like, literally take out your iPhone, turn on the audio recorder, and just start to talk.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't be afraid to get in front of people, man. Like that's another one, man. A lot of people be afraid because they don't know what people like. it's the judgment for them.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
don't want to be judged, man. If you trying to do something like this, you can't be afraid to get in front of a camera.
sure.
Right.
And like I said, when we first started this shit, it had a real live feeling to it. Like niggas was on camera sweating. I'm like, man, this shit, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers probably thought, nah, it's probably the light. Just like, nah, nigga, we was nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't be afraid to get in front of that camera and really get in and put the content out into the world, man.
Right,
So,
for sure.
And put yourself out to the world.
yourself too.
And that's what I mean when I say just, and that's why I think that's what really, I can't say it helped me with the podcast, but it's something I think that will help people. Is a way you can get used to just putting yourself out there. Just get on the phone and record yourself talking, man. It might be something that you might really be going through at that moment. Like, for instance, if you're going through something with your lady, you don't want to call your lady and be cursing her out or talking to her about it because it's going to turn into an argument. But if you can sit there and talk to yourself or be like, man, I should have did this different, or I should have did that different, or you just explaining what happened and how you felt about it. I think that's going to help you not only get used to talking, but it's going to help you get used to just being able to put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's how the book started too for Men Cheat Codes was audio chapters. I was recording myself,
recording the chapters,
and letting people hear it and see. That's how I started.
Oh damn, that's dope, man. That shit take time too.
Yeah, for sure.
That shit take some time, bro. So man, I want to hit y'all with another question before we wrap up in a minute. And then I'm gonna let y'all shout y'all podcast out.
Yes, okay, for sure.
What is being a man to y'all, man? What does it take to be a man?
So for me, that used to be a deep question. But as I get older, as I continue to ponder on that question more and more, because like I say, I'm real introverted like you. So I'm always thinking of that question. So for me, it's real simple. To me, being a man is forever just being on your job, handling your duties, whatever that may be, whatever your responsibilities are. If it's your kids or if like yourself and like myself, if you in that position to where you feel like people are really counting on me, like you can really feel like the only one who has the ability to help or to do something. And when you feel that, I think that's when you find your purpose. And when you find your purpose, you gotta just attack it. So to me, being a man is just number one, being willing to just stay committed and stay on the grind. But it's also actually doing the work, like putting it in, whether it's hours at the job and then hours on the podcast and then some more hours with my kids and I only get 30 minutes of sleep and I gotta do it all over again. If that's what it is for you to get to where you need to get, you gotta just commit to it and lock in. So I would say that, man, just being willing and then doing the work.
For sure. I would say he been hanging around me too long. I would say it's something similar, but it'd be like never stop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do in life, if you start this podcast and then you just stop, won't nobody believe whatever you trying to do next. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, my rap shit, I took it as far as I could, and that shit took me like financially, I had to stop. You know what I'm saying? But I transferred to some other shit. Motherfuckers got behind me and started believing me because they seen how hard I went with the music. So I'm still going. I got that same energy and drive with my podcast. I'm just not stopping until I open that door. You know what I'm saying?
You see results from it, man. That's why I admire what y'all doing, bro. Because I think, you know, and ain't no shade to no podcasts out here, bro. But like I said, I done seen a lot of podcasts in the area. And the moment I seen y'all, I'm like, damn, this intro is actually fire. The production was dope. I'm like, yeah, this shit is dope. And everything else, I'm like, man, I don't know how I feel about this. And again, bro, a lot of people around here utilizing the same space too, bro. Like it's hard to be original when you got your shit look like somebody else's shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
I gotta credit him with that, man. Like just being just the that creative mind behind it all, man. The fact that he said we're not gonna do it out the crib. We're gonna actually go and pay rent, and
right, go hard.
You pay rent at the crib, and then to go somewhere else and pay some more rent. That's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like we're taking care of two households.
You gotta think like you throw that bread into something else, you really gonna have to figure that shit out. So that's the mindset I had. Like shit, I'm spending all this bread. I'm about to figure this shit out.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, if P ain't say shit, bro, I probably would have had an offer some goddamn way. Let's do something, man.
But to your point too, I wanted to go back to that too because that's all he talked about. We need a bigger space. I'm like, nah, bro, nah.
The way y'all shit set up is actually cool.
I told him, you know
it's cool. It's cool, but it's just like when we invite guests, sometimes our shit be like, you can't move in that motherfucker.
We probably can get like a max of 10 people in there.
10 people
max.
And the only reason why I say a little more space is because I want people to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
man, bro. Before we wrap, man, shout out y'all podcast.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna let you do it, man.
All right, for sure. Well, definitely follow us. So it's Men Cheat Codes. It's
Yes,
spelled
sir.
MENCHEATCODES.
Yeah,
Men Cheat Codes. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube, and you can find us on Spotify. I really want to put the emphasis on the Spotify part of it. That's the part of it that we really, really trying to grow. But definitely check us out on YouTube. We know that the video content is what's really popular in today's world.
for
So you
sure.
can find us on YouTube at Men Cheat Codes, MENCHEATCODES. It's the same thing on Instagram. Instagram, there's no periods, no underscores, just Men Cheat Codes. We'll pop right up.
Yep, and from there you can find me and him. You know what I'm saying? So,
but still, like, and you can also follow my personal page. I post a lot of content there, but I post a lot of who I am on my personal page.
For sure.
You on Men Cheat Codes page, you're gonna get Men Cheat Codes Rob, but on my personal page, you're gonna get all of it. You're gonna get the Men Cheat Codes Rob. You're gonna get just me and how I live my life as a man. So you can follow me on Instagram at I am King Rob. That's IAMKING ROB_copy. COPY. I am King Rob _copy.
For sure.
Cool. Appreciate y'all boys,
appreciate
man.
you, man.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up,
Yes,
man.
sir,
man. No doubt.
Life is good, y'all. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess, forever and always, my nigga. Think successfully.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.